The eyes beneath the floorboards. The old house on Maple Street had always been a point of curiosity for Lily. Growing up, she'd heard the stories from her friends' rumors whispered about a family who once lived there, mysteriously disappearing one night without a trace. The house, now abandoned for decades, seemed to stare down at the world from its rotting foundation. Windows cracked like broken teeth, its doors sagging as though it were begging for attention. When Lily's parents announced they were moving into the house, the community buzzed with excitement and unease. Many believed it was cursed. Others claimed it was just old. But none could deny the house had a strange energy, something dark lurking beneath the surface. Lily, eager to put her own spin on the house's mysterious past, couldn't resist the pull. She had to explore it. Her parents, trusting that the house would be fine, didn't seem to share her concerns. But Lily couldn't shake the feeling that something was waiting for her, hidden in the dust and shadows. On their first night, after a long day of unpacking, Lily explored the creaky old house. The walls groaned and whispered with every step she took, and the air was thick with the scent of mildew. But it was the floor that caught her attention. In the living room, near the fireplace, a small section of the floorboards seemed uneven. She knelt down, running her fingers along the gaps, and noticed the floorboards were loose. Without thinking, she pried one of them up, her heartbeat quickening. Beneath it, a pair of large, dark eyes stared back at her. Lily gasped and recoiled, her body freezing in terror. The eyes were wide, unblinking, and unnaturally still, like they belonged to something not quite human. They stared at her with an intensity that made her skin crawl. She backed away, horrified, wondering if it was some kind of trick-in animal, maybe, or a rodent trapped beneath the house. But there was something wrong about those eyes. They weren't like any animals she had ever seen. She quickly replaced the floorboard, telling herself it was just her imagination playing tricks on her. But as the night wore on, the strange feeling didn't leave her. When she lay in bed, she could almost hear whispers in the walls, faint and hushed, as if something was trying to communicate with her from the shadows. Her thoughts kept returning to those eyes, those lifeless, hollow eyes beneath the floor. The next day, Lily decided she couldn't let it go. She had to find out what it was. She returned to the spot where she'd seen the eyes, prying the floorboard open once again. This time, she peered into the space below, her breath shallow with anticipation. Nothing. For a moment, she felt a flicker of relief, but then something moved. Just a blur of motion. The eyes appeared again, slowly and deliberately, as if they were emerging from the darkness itself. The eyes, once wide and unblinking, now blinked at her once, then twice. Lily's heart skipped a beat. She slammed the floorboard back into place, her hands trembling. She was certain now. The house wasn't empty. There was someone beneath it. That night, as Lily lay in bed, unable to shake the unease that had settled in her stomach, the whispers grew louder. They weren't just in the walls anymore. They were in the floor. The faint scratching sounds of something moving, scuttling beneath her, echoed through the house. Then came the tapping, light but persistent. It started in the living room, but then it was everywhere beneath the floorboards, behind the walls, in the ceilings. A rhythmic pattern, like someone or something was trying to reach out, trying to get her attention. The tapping grew faster, more frantic. And then, suddenly, it stopped. Lily sat up, wide-eyed, her breath coming in short gasps. Then she heard its soft at first, but unmistakable voice, low and guttural, whispering her name. Lily. She froze. The voice came from beneath the floor, from the very spot where she had seen the eyes. With a growing sense of dread, she stood up and moved toward the living room. Her pulse raced as she slowly crouched down to the floorboards once more. The eyes were back, watching her with that same haunting intensity. But now, she could hear the voice more clearly, whispering the words in a jagged, broken tone. "Help me." Before she could react, the floorboards beneath her hands cracked open violently, splintering apart as if an unseen force had erupted from beneath. A cold, clammy hand shot up from the dark void below, gripping her wrist with a strength that felt unnatural. She screamed, but the hand didn't loosen its grip. And then she saw it. A face twisted, pale and gaunt, its eyes hollow like black pits. Its mouth stretched into an unnatural grin emerged from the floor. It was no longer just eyes beneath the boards. It was a thing, a creature that had been trapped for years, waiting. Its fingers curled around her arm, dragging her toward the gap in the floor, pulling her down into the darkness. Lily fought, kicking and screaming, but the thing's grip was unrelenting. She felt herself being dragged closer, the cold air growing thicker, heavier, until all she could hear was the sound of her own heartbeat pounding in her ears. Then, as suddenly as it had begun, the grip loosened. The face disappeared into the darkness, and the floorboards fell back into place, leaving Lily trembling on the cold, hard ground. For a long moment, she lay there, gasping for air, Wanabla Tumuba. Her mind raced, but no explanation made sense. There was something beneath the house, something ancient and wrong. She'd seen it with her own eyes. The whispers never stopped. Every night, they called her name. And